Welcome to episode 5 of the Crypto Spendthrift Podcast. Yep, episode 5. We've been doing this for a bit. It's been pretty fun, so I decided instead of having that bootleg image that I spent like 5 minutes making to put on like all the shows and the logo, whatever, I've upgraded. I invested just a little bit of lunch money, into making something better. And for all like 3 of you who have been listening from the beginning, you'll notice there's a giant quality increase into what I've thrown together and what's there now. So that's something good. But speaking of quality increases, the CoinWatch segment is being upgraded too. Now, it's not being upgraded podcast side yet, even if it definitely should be, I think I need to be a bit more thorough with these coins, or maybe add news for each individual coin that I'm watching. Maybe I could get some feedback. People join the Discord, or maybe send an email. But we'll think about that for next week. Maybe that'll be next week quality improvement. But this CoinWatch upgrade for now is just block side, and basically you'll get information about all the coins on CoinWatch at one place instead of having to look them up yourself. Now you'll have, whenever I mention them, you'll just be able to go to the website, find the coin, and you'll know everything about the coin without me having to repeat it each week. Isn't that amazing? Even if I haven't been really talking about them each week. And this will be a I'm too lazy to research myself kind of section. So if you're one of those people who just kind of throw money at whatever, you can at least be like, I looked into it a bit now. So that's something new, something to look out for. Now I'm going to start with the basic Bitcoin and Ether. And we're going to work our way to everything that's been on the podcast. All right, so let's get into the CoinWatch segment. It's not changing much yet. Like I said, I'll think about adding individual news for each coin that I'm watching. But we'll see. So Bitcoin is still up there. There's a lot of heated debate about the scaling situation still. And it seems like someone new always comes out of the woodwork and dropping their opinion on one of the two sides. But in August, we'll see what happens. Ethereum, still doing good. Still profiteering off these Ethereum-based ICOs. Scicoin, looking a little weak. But I think with time, they'll rise back up. For Scicoin, their ideal value is probably around 10 cents. I can't really see it going any higher than 10 cents, but who knows? 10 cents is probably like the picture perfect point of mad profit. Ubic, that's doing its thing. I think it's just a little movement up, not too much. It's been kind of a roller coaster compared to a lot of other ones. DGB is settling out from its massive pump. The coin has massive potential on its own, but this pump might have killed any kind of short-term potential. But if you believe in like the technology behind it, it could be decent long-term. Waves, facilitating its little environment of tokens. Swarm City's opportunity of short-term profit is gone down the drain, and this one's basically not really a good idea that much anymore. I mean, there's real uses of it popping up apparently, but I think it's kind of a dead coin for now, especially at its price. ARK, I think ARK is one of the best long-term opportunities. BitShares is a weird place for me. I mean, it was one of the first things in crypto that I've seen way back when BitShares was like whatever the first thing was, started with P. Peer shares, maybe something like that. It was the CPU based mining one. Yeah. So they have a kind of special place in my heart, and it's been pumped up thanks to China. And speaking of China, this that Ant coin or whatever it's called, ANS, Ant coin, Chinese supported, so it's going places. It's already been going places. Cause this thing got on my radar like basically last Thursday after I did the podcast, and then ever since then it's been going up. I think it has room to grow higher, but maybe not in the next 2 weeks. I think $7 or $8 is about the max we'll see in the short term, but I could be wrong. $10 is about the limit before I start getting surprised. Anything higher than 10 this quickly will be a surprise, especially if it maintains it. I don't think it's going to maintain unless this Bancor partnership is insane, and just and Bancor itself maintains its price and doesn't do what ICOs usually do and go 2 times, then crash, and then slowly gain back their ICO price. We'll see, though. We'll see. And speaking of China, this open ledger, which is related to BitShares, has got 1.6 million from the Chinese public block. Yeah, open ledgers partnering with the Chinese, and that could present some opportunities. And I think BitShares might grow even more than 36 cents, maybe 45-ish because of this. But not only that, I think there's an opportunity for all these Chinese supported coins like Ants or now BitShares. I think there's going to be even more money than usual floating in from China as they look for more avenues of investment, especially like the Chinese miners who probably want to get out of Bitcoin a bit because this whole scaling debate, and diversify their income a bit in altcoins and other crypto. So Chinese supported coins, if you know Mandarin, it's probably a great time to make use of that. Find out what's riling up the Chinese, and you could probably expect some decent gains just from doing that. And moving on to the final section. I feel like I've been talking a little bit fast today. Maybe it's me just talking more clearly and not rambling, a bit more direction. Or maybe I was just super excited to just do this one. Who knows? But usually these things run like to 17, 20-ish minutes. This one's not even 10 minutes yet. It's kind of weird for me. But on to the last section. I think I'll spend a bit of time trying to get to 15 minutes on this one. So, Mentality Monday's topic today is my gains enough? So, I'm sure many people will run into the situation where they're thinking, man, I made a lot, and I mean a lot of money from this boom that happened, or made a lot of money just on this very lucky shot, and now I'm on my next thing and I'm only making 20%. I only got 30%. I made 1,000. I can make like 100, or some people even make 1,000 in like a month sometimes if they're really lucky. And then they think back and they're making these 10% a day, and they're like, what is this? This isn't good enough. I'm used to making so much more. And that is what Mentality Monday's topic is addressing. I know everyone will go through this. I'm not making as much as I should be making. But the question here is or you're really like, just pull yourself back into reality for a bit and think about how you're making 10% a day on some of these cryptocurrencies, and some people don't even see 10% on an investment in a year. I know this kind of makes crypto seem like a pure speculation, which sometimes it is, but if you're making 10% a day, if you can get that every day, that's 70% a week. And then that just compounds every week. And that's probably like some insane number that I have not calculated out beforehand. And if I did calculate it out beforehand, I have no doubt that it would be very obviously in the thousands, probably. Thousands of percent gains in a year for making 10% on some dumb coin weekly. And the truth is, you're obviously going to get more than 70% a week most of the time if you're like diversified in smaller, more volatile coins, not just Bitcoin or Ether. You can see these coins rising up like 30% for one coin, and you probably get 20 for another, and then 10 for another. At the end of the day, you're probably making 70% a week on your like investment anyway. And you really shouldn't be worrying about, is my gains enough? Just because one guy got lucky and knew about Stratus in the beginning and held on until this day. Well, not to this day, but more like until 2 weeks ago when it was like $13 and sold it there, and now is a millionaire or some dumb thing like that. Can't really get caught up in comparing your gains to other people's gains, because it's nonsense to do that. You can't compare it for really one major reason of you're not the same person, you're not doing the same amount of money, and you're not doing it at the same time. You don't have the same amount of knowledge, so that wasn't one reason, but that was multiple reasons why you really can't compare, especially if you're just starting out. So just take a step back and reflect a bit about your gains. If you're making only 50% a week, that's still really good. Even 10% a week is still really good compared to a lot of other things. And honestly, the only way you're going to make massive amount of money is doing these super luck-based swings and gambling a large sum of your money sometimes, unless you have like 10K or more. If you have that much money, you're just almost guaranteed to make money just throwing a Bitcoin or half a Bitcoin at the latest ICO, since that's kind of a boom, or just throwing it at a coin and leaving it there for a while. And crypto in general is just growing, so don't worry too much about daily or weekly gains. Try to think in 3 to 6 months to a year kind of terms. I know it's hard for a lot of people because seeing those 10% every day and trading every day or every week really is where the fast money is. But sometimes fast money is not the best money to try to get. Sometimes you just gotta kind of pick something solid with a decent chunk of money and go with that. And if you look at the coin market cap and see how rapidly almost every coin has grown, because this last boom at the end of May and early June, you'll see that sometimes holding pays off compared to worrying about a coin each month. But trading strategies is a whole nother topic. This is just about not focusing too much on gains. Just if you're making positive gains, don't worry about it that much. Especially if you're making decent sum each day. That's the gist of what I just said. But I just want to repeat it so you get this through your head just one more time. don't worry about your gains too much, because you're probably making more on crypto than anyone else is making in any other investment vehicle. So just be happy that you're making a lot comparatively faster than anything else, and sweating yourself about not making what other people are making, or not making what you could have made if you did this one trade or did this a little bit earlier. It's giving you unnecessary worry, and you just learn from the experience and make better trades in the future. And I think that about wraps that section up. I'm okay with this section being a bit long, but I want a bit more meat on the coin watch. So next week, I think I'm gonna figure out how to add a bit more meat on the coin watch segment. I don't think it's gonna be news for every coin though. I think it's gonna be big news for any of the coins. Maybe add more coins, and maybe add sub-segment of ICO watch. We'll see. So this has been episode 5 of the Crypto Spendthrift podcast. Go to the website, cryptospendthrift.com. Join the Discord. It's on the website. It's a big link. I'm lonely in it. Send me an email about how can I improve, because I think the show kind of sucks right now, and I want to make it better just for you. Yeah, just for you. So, see ya Thursday. And if you're new, it's always Mondays and Thursdays. So, see ya Thursday, my fellow blockchain bandits.